Hey, my lovelies. So, for the 11th time, I am back in my kitchen. The mission today is to make myself some coquito. Now, I've had my mind on this coquito. I don't even know how it came into my mind. I don't know what I was doing, but all of a sudden I started thinking I need to have some coquito. So I bought the ingredients to make it. I do have to tweak the recipe just a little bit because I do not have any white rum and I do not have any Puerto Rican rum. Now, one of my friends, Alex, suggested a particular rum. I can't remember what it's called. She did send me a DM with it, but I don't have any and I haven't seen any locally. I think it might have been Captain Morgan's rum if I'm not mistaken. But I do have some amaretto rum in my pantry because I love amaretto. If I have liquor, it's usually going to be some amaretto. And I thought that the hazel undertones of the amaretto would pair quite nicely with the cinnamon and the nutmeg in the coquito. So I'm going to blend it up and give it a try. Fingers crossed it turns out fine. So let's get making some coquito. Right, so this is really full, way past the mark that it's meant to be at, but I'm going to try and see if by any chance I can blend it up, at least do a starter mix, and then I can separate it and then mix it again. So let us see. My lovies, she is done and dusted. I did go ahead and add a little bit of whipped cream to the top and a dash more cinnamon, and boy, she looks so good. So cheers, you guys. This is good. Ooh, I probably should have had something to eat first. Probably should not be drinking this on an empty stomach, but this is so good. So cheers. Oh my days, you guys, that coquito was so good. I don't think it's gonna last until Christmas, so I'm probably gonna have to make another batch because that baby went down smooth. Now, I've had a shower and I'm wanting to go and wrap some of the smaller presents. Now, the bigger ones, my husband needs to do some assembly on them, but there are a couple small packages that I can actually get wrapped with Christmas wrapping paper. So I want to go ahead and do that, I think, in a little bit. I need to make sure that the kiddies are out of the way. I don't want them to see what's in the packages. And then once that is done, or before that is done rather, I think I should go ahead and pull from the cookie tin. Right, so let me go and get that so we can get the question of the day out of the way.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? in Christmas times. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Dance, dance, now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on. Dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's
So, I've got the cookie tin and we're almost down to the wire, you guys. There are 3 questions remaining and today's question of the day is this one. Big 5 patterns or indie patterns? So go ahead and leave me your comments down below and let me know whether you prefer sewing with big 5 patterns and why, or whether you prefer indie patterns. Right, so if you had asked me earlier this month whether I preferred the big 5 or indie patterns, I probably would have said the big 5 with a resounding yes. Let me explain. So when I started sewing, I actually was drafting my own patterns based on items already in my closet. Once I had started getting used to ready drafted patterns, then the self-drafting kind of just stopped. And it's funny to me how when you don't know the rules, it's easier to be sort of more creative. But once you start getting acquainted with the rules, it's probably a lot harder, I think, to go off key and do your own thing. Granted, I still kind of do my own thing, at least so far as constructing my patterns are concerned. Anyways, I digress. When I started getting introduced to the big 5 patterns, I gravitated to them because they were cheaper for me. Now, I've explained before about the exchange rate, and so when I pay $18 for an indie pattern, it costs me a hell of a lot more than when I buy a big 5 pattern. And I've only ever bought big 5 patterns when they've been on sale. Now, big 5 patterns were harder for me to get until they introduced PDF patterns. Now, I prefer to have printed patterns where possible, but given where I live, that has not been the case. And so I sort of sew more PDF patterns by default, but we already tackled that question in one of the earlier days. Now, in terms of the drafting, I think probably a lot of the indie patterns are better drafted than the big 5 pattern block. But given that I have sewn up so many big 5 patterns over the last couple of years, particularly back when I used to twirl everything, I tell you, I became so acquainted with the big 5 pattern block that it sort of comes second nature to me now in terms of the fit adjustments that I need to make. I already know that typically I need to do a 14 or a 16 at the neckline and the shoulders, blend it out to an 18 at the bust with a 1/2 inch full bust adjustment, and then sometimes grade up to a 20 at the waist, really depending on the silhouette. So when I look at the line drawings and I calculate the intended ease, then it's sort of easy for me now to figure out what size I want to start with and the fit adjustments I want to make. And for that reason, I tend to sew up a lot more big 5 patterns. Now, so far as the indie pattern blocks are concerned, obviously each indie pattern company is going to have their own block. And it means that I have to do trial and error for these blocks. And I've just gotten to the point in my sewing where I don't want to twirl anymore, or at least not as much as I used to. As I said, back in the day, I twirled everything. I bought so much calico fabric just to sew up mocks of everything before I cut into my good fabric. Again, because of where I live and the limitations with getting my hands on good fabric, I couldn't afford to waste my fabric, and so I bought a lot of calico and tested out my mix. And so all of that is the long way to say I gravitate more to big 5 patterns, not because the designs are necessarily any better, but because I'm lazy now in my sewing journey and I just want to sew, and sew quickly and without making a twirl. However, I sense that this is going to change for 2025. Now, recently, I think it was December the 10th, Simplicity sent out an email to say as of December the 11th, the Big 5 Pattern Company was no longer going to be offering for sale on simplicity.com to international customers. Hello? Well, your girl took a big offense to this because I'm thinking, even PDF patterns, why not? After we waited so long to get our hands on PDF patterns, now we're finally in the groove. They take it all away. How could they do that? Why would they do that? And there was no explanation. And I think that's what bugged me the most. The lack of explanation and like the quick turnaround time. December the 10th, you send an email, and December the 11th, I can no longer purchase Simplicity patterns on the Simplicity website. Of course, they redirected international customers in Australia to an Australian site and those in the UK to a UK site. But what about the rest of us? Like, there are other places that exist outside of America, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. So, that being said, I sense that I'm not going to be eager to sew up Big 5 patterns in the way I have become accustomed to. Because if I can't get my hands on it, it means that I can't stay current from my social media journey. And it's not that I sew up every new pattern release, because I don't. I sew what I like. But it's nice once in a while to get your hands on a recent release and to be able to sew it up and to be able to ride that social media wave. And that's not going to happen with me anymore for Big 5. And so I'm probably going to be sewing a lot more indie patterns for 2025. All right, I feel like I was rambling, but I'm sure by now you have got the point. I have gravitated previously to Big 5, but that's probably going to change. So leave me a comment down below and let me know whether you prefer Big 5 patterns or indie patterns, and let me know why. I'm curious to know why you would choose one over the other. Is it the drafting? Is it the price point? Is it the availability? Is it that you can get printed patterns over PDF patterns? Drop them down below and let's have a conversation. You guys, Vlogmas is almost coming to an end. I've only got 2 more videos after this one to record and to post. The truth is, I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss the interactions in the comment section when you answer my questions, but your girl is tired. Oh my God. I am going to do a full recap, I think, over my first Vlogmas experience. Just in case any of you are thinking about giving it a try next year, I'm going to be giving you the lowdown on how I feel the experience has been. Not today, obviously, but I am going to get that video up. Maybe I'll do that as my last video for Vlogmas. We'll see. Anyways, you guys, leave me your comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you have gotten this far in this video and this series and you're not yet subscribed, then what are you doing? Grant me a great Christmas gift and go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you never miss any of your girls' upcoming videos. Right, folks, I shall see you back here tomorrow for day number 22 of vlog. Is it 22? No, it's 23. Day number 23 of Vlogmas. So until then, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and absolutely keep watching Vlogmas. Peace.